We out here doing some chores for mom, getting the bathrooms clean. I got 15 minutes till school. I don't know if we're gonna make it to class in time. Got class at 2, fuck. Oh, I hate that tearing my seat. I have a class at 9:30 and that goes till about 11, and I have a class at 2, so it's like I don't really feel like sitting at school for 2 hours unless I have a lot of homework, so that's why I'm here, trying to get chores done, trying to go to class. Let's see what time we can make it at. A lot of friends, not really fans because, my fan base is still pretty small, but I'm sure it's a pretty good topic to talk about. I wanted to talk to you guys about how someone like me, so this broke college student, how did you drop cash to get your bike? And I think it's a good topic to talk about because a lot of people, my age are struggling as is, and are making a cup of noodles every night, living on that kind of diet. But that's college, man. That's part of it. You're paying your dues to have that paper credibility, right? So how did I get my bike? Let's go straight into it because this is gonna be kind of a short ride. But basically how I got my bike is working my ass off. Now let's elaborate. Don't you dare go. I hate when people preach like that. People think that, just because I'm some 20-year-old kid in Orange County that, I got my bike from mommy and daddy, so how I got my bike was, I told my mom, I was like, hey mom, it's almost my birthday, give me a motorcycle, mom. I'm just kidding, dude. No, it was nothing like that. My mom actually didn't pay a cent out of her pocket, insurance-wise, and just getting the bike initially. I was in a bad financial situation because I was transitioning from working full-time to going to school, and the cost of tuition, books, everything added up, and it really drained my savings, and I had to get into a little bit of credit card debt. Nothing crazy, just like almost $1,000 though, and my limit wasn't too high at the time, so that was a little scary for me because I'm used to being on top of my finances. My mom, she also hit me with, hey, you're gonna have to start paying rent. And I was only paying her like $100 a month when I was working full time, which is unfair. And if I'm working full time, I should definitely be paying more. It took a lot of convincing with my mom, and it took a lot of hard work. I had to dig myself out of that debt from school, school tuition, all this stuff that I was paying for, and making the decision to go back to college was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. Just for my personal situation, I'm not saying I condone college in every single person's life. I'm just saying for my situation, I'm really happy I made the switch. That guy didn't see me and I tried to wave. What are you doing, bro? What's that guy doing? People scare me when I go to school, dude. Ooh, another police biker. Hello, officer. Please don't pull me over, please. So anyways, guys, the way I did it was, working in a restaurant. I had no restaurant experience, and I think I signed a waiver saying that I'm not allowed to talk about anything about my work, but I think it means if you say anything about it in a derogatory way. Anyways, I applied to this place called Lazy Dog, and Lazy Dog's a pretty big restaurant. It's like any if you ever heard of the Cheesecake Factory or BJ's, stuff like that, where it's not like overly formal, but people will have their prom there and whatnot. So it's like semi-formal, where they have dishes that go from $10 to $28. So the reason why I'm telling you all of this is, I didn't start in like a fast food joint. I'm saying I started in like an actual restaurant, and the key to that is being a server, dude. That is where the real money's at. If you want to be a college student, if you want to make the most use of your time and be the most cost effective, dude, get into a restaurant, man. If you're a college student and you're trying to save up for, you know, things like having a bike and whatnot, the reason is tips, dude. Tips makes a world of difference, and it's, you know, just money wise, like I'm not even a server there, I'm a food runner, and I got moved up from being a host to a food runner really quick because I busted my ass, you know, at that position, and it paid off because, you know, when I run food, I've had nights where, you know, I mean, this is the best I've ever taken out with, but I brought home like $90 cash on top of my hourly, and servers have to declare almost all their tips, and you can embellish a little bit and say, oh, well, I didn't make, you know, that much tips, but I made tips. You can do that, but it's not really a thing when it comes to, you know, running food. And when you run food, you could be like, yo, I'm declaring like $5 because people typically they don't have to declare, or they don't have to tip you out anything as a server. So that's kind of my key, dude. I gotta go to class right now, so I'll come back out and I'll talk to you guys more about, you know, how I pay for all this shit. But it's not mommy and daddy, dude. Let me tell you, it's a lot of hard work and a lot of saving up. It's not like, you know, this guy over here, you know, with the Corvette, where it's like, yeah, bro, you know, you're working part-time and you paid for, you know, a C6 Corvette, I'm sure. But anyways, guys, I gotta go to class right now. It's like 1:56. I got like 4 minutes to go to class. I'll get more into it when I come back. And to you guys, you know, me having a 2-hour class is gonna be a blank. So it's not for me. F y'all.
Time to throw my gear back on because class was canceled.
Kenny, my professor, you bastard. It's a good feeling when your class gets canceled, but when you show up to class, and your buddy comes out and he's like, hey dude, it's canceled, you didn't have to show up. He sent that email like 10 minutes ago. I'm like, bruh, could have saved me a trip. At least I wasn't in my truck guzzling gas. Dude, screw going home. Let's have a fun little ride with this. Let's get some miles in. Where were we? We were talking about, oh yeah, so how you make good money working at a restaurant. Nights where I'm making like, you know, $90 in tips, that's not every night. You know, it fluctuates. It's just like sales in a weird way. Obviously when it's slow, there's less money. Obviously when it's really busy and you're running around and killing yourself at the job, like, there's a nights where you make the most. But, oh, another yellow. But what I will say is, you're making consistently above 15 an hour at least. And if you're not working at, you know, a very formal restaurant, or just a restaurant that's too low on the food chain, like, you know, you're working at too small of a restaurant, or you're getting gypped out of tips and management's screwing you over. Point being, you make a lot, like, tips is a great way to save, because when I make, you know, like $200 in a weekend of working as a food runner, not even a server, and I work about, you know, 20 to 25 hours a week, that's a solid weekend, dude. And what I do is I just pocket those tips. I maybe take out like 50 to 200 just for gas and food and whatnot. That money, when you channel your savings to just have it, like, every time I get my check, basically, what I do is I put money down on my credit card, and if my credit card's at 0 or very low, then I just pocket the rest into my savings. So you basically have like 2 different ways of saving. You have, you know, savings, cash, you know, get like a little lockbox or something, and then you have your savings where it's actually in your bank account. And when you split it apart like that, and you don't just wildly use your tips on BS you don't need, that really helps you save up a lot. I know there's guys out there where having a motorcycle is just a wet dream to them, and at one point it was my wet dream to be out here, you know, just commuting to school. Just in my head, I'd be like, dude, it would be so cool to just have, like, you know, have a dual sport and just be able to ride to school, be able to go on trips with it, all this cool stuff. And I'm here, dude, because you know what? Instead of me just saying, oh, I want that, I went out and got it. And you know, the way I did it was just long days of hard work, doing things I don't want to do, but just overall having the discipline to follow through with what you started. And I'm not trying to sound like some motivational speaker. It's just that, like, it's true. Like, I felt like in the past I didn't have that strong of a work ethic. Like, I would show up to work and whatnot and do my thing, but, like, you know, I didn't care, and, you know, I was just whatever about certain things. But dude, working at a restaurant has just showed me, like, when you have cash incentives to do better at your job, oh my god, dude, you shave all the fat off from, you know, all the excess people who just don't care enough. Totally, like, it's just solidified my work ethic so much. And you just learn how to deal with people so well. You know, you're working with the public, you get bitched at every night. Like, it's just the name of the game, dude. But you know what? You're making way more money than the next guy who's just working retail or something, or fill in the blank of the job, or working at McDonald's and having the easy job, but they're just making $10.50 an hour. That's California's minimum wage right now. You know, just the thought of me having a motorcycle wasn't a thing, because my mom is so against bikes. She tells me all the time, she's like, just know why you have the bike. And what she means by that is just my hard work. She sees it and she rewards that with allowing me to own things like this. You know, I do have, like, all the freedom I want, and my mom is not a helicopter parent by any means, but you know, I'm a very independent guy. For, you know, even though I'm only 20, I do a lot of things that other 20-year-olds don't do, and that's not me gloating, it's just what I do. You know, I know a lot of 20-year-olds who go to college and work 20 to 25 hours a week. I know they're not paying rent. I know they're not paying for all their gas and all their food. I know they're not paying for all of their insurance and their cell phone bill. I pay for these things, you know, so that's where it's like, that's where the game changer is, where it's like, okay, you want to act like an adult, then we'll treat you like an adult, and if you could handle it, if you could take on the responsibility, then that's the reward. You get the benefit of, you know, okay, you get to have a motorcycle if you want now. I was so excited, dude, when I got that bike, when I got this bike, dude. It was one of the most gratifying moments I've ever had. Oh, I'm in fifth. That's such an awkward feeling when you're like, and it's like nothing's happening, and then you look down, you're going 70 and a 50, and you're like, oh, I'm in fifth. Anyways, so not being a hoarder, that saves you, and you gotta be resourceful, man. You know, people hold on to their stuff and spend their money stupid on things they don't need. That's one thing, but getting rid of stuff that you don't need anymore and letting go of stuff you don't use, that's such a good and easy way to make money. Underneath my bed, I had so much stuff when I was younger. I had, like, all this airsoft toys, all this, you know, all this kid stuff that I didn't use anymore. And I've Craigslisted, like, my whole life. And I made a video about that, a really awful video about that. It's like one of my first videos. But I want to talk about it right now. Craigslisting is like the best way to be resourceful with the things you have and to make money on the side. I made like $400 extra just by selling like old airsoft stuff I don't want to use anymore. This is what's so cool about Orange County. Look at these freaking houses. Like, this is ridiculous. Look at this house. Look at how amazing that house looks. Looks like Dr. Seuss made that house, man. This guy's giving me some salty looks. Gonna wave, act like I'm just gonna stop here and look at how cool this house is. It looks like Caesar's Palace. I might get bitched at hardcore for writing on this, but this is this is such a sick area. Okay, I'm not trying to go off the edge of a mountain. I mean, that's it's pretty beautiful, even though it's a little too brown for me. We did have pretty green hills earlier when it rained more this year, but they are kind of going back to being brown. It is what it is, but overall, dude, this is an amazing view. I'm so stoked with where I'm at in life, and even though I'm really stressed out with school and whatnot and responsibilities, it's like this is just prime time for me. You know, I'm doing what I love. I love having the camera on me and just talking. It's motovlogging. I haven't seen a cent from it yet, but it's really it's a nice stress reliever for sure. I'm gonna keep doing it. So if you guys want to tag along for this adventure, feel free to mash that subscribe button. You know, I've had like in the past month I've had like 20 almost 30 more subscribers. So hey, what's up guys? You know, thanks for subscribing. I hope you like this new content that's coming out. I got a lot of new ideas and things to talk about. I want to get some things for my bike. I'm tired of looking at the same old bike. You know, I want to mod some things on it and do some stuff that I like, some tasteful mods, if you will. You know. So anyways guys, like I said, SoCal Moto, Christian Hamilton. I'll see you guys next time.